All right, it's 1:30. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll have the prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father God, we thank you for your kindness in bringing us all together today. Though we may not know what this meeting holds, we know that you do. As we begin, Lord, help us to keep your word in mind. Lead us into conversations that are fruitful and enrich the lives of those who are here today. When we are undecided, please lead us in your wisdom. When our opinions may disagree, help us to remain respectful to one another. More than anything, Lord, would you help us both to seek your will and to pursue your glory through all that we say and do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I call the meeting order for agenda business. Public comment?
No, sir.
Minutes. We have two sets of minutes. We have our first one from our regular session that we held on the 16th of April.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted for the April 16th commission meeting.
All right, motion on the floor is to approve the minutes from our April 16th meeting. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Then we have, we had a special meeting after that. It was for our court security grant, and then we also laid the levy on that same, it was the same, the 21st. Was the 21st that we had that? All right. So to have a motion to approve the minutes from our special session on the 21st.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the special session meeting held on April 21st as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the minutes from the 21st April meeting. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Reports. Rob?
Only thing I have is, it's the time of year where we update our bulletproof vests for our court security officers. We've got, I think, 5 that need replaced. And I'll be bringing a list of the law enforcement guys, so their vest is expired. We have to update those. So I'll get that to you at a
Kurt, did you have anything? Ron, did you have anything? Brenda? Update?
I was just going to give a little election report from the election Tuesday. Early voting and election day went pretty smooth. We did have a few issues with the machines, but that's a usual thing that happens every time. They're computers, and sometimes they have little problems. We did have a maintenance before the election, but it still happens. Most situations, we can just talk to the poll workers, have them reset them, and they're fine. Couple of them, we did have to go out to the precincts and work on them a little bit, but everything went smooth. We didn't have any complaints or anything. Election night results went pretty fast. We got done about 10 o'clock, and that all went pretty good. The canvass for the election results will be on Monday, May the 18th, starting at 9 o'clock. It'll be here in this room. It is open to the public. If anybody would want to come and watch how we do the canvass, they're welcome to come. We have all the unofficial results at the county clerk's office if anybody wants a copy of that. What we show here is that we had a total ballots cast of 4,314 for the whole county, which is voter turnout total was 24.89%. And once the canvass is over, we have to wait the time period. They have a 48-hour after we declare our results for the county candidates to ask for a recount. And then we have to wait for the multi-county candidates for all the other counties to declare and wait their time period before we can officially certify everything.
Well,
Thank you.
I just want to thank you and your staff, because, and the poll workers,
Yes.
for their support of the process. I volunteered and did the poll work that day.
Yes.
That's the first time I've ever done it. And
Really appreciated it too.
I did it at Midland with a good group of ladies there. It was a long day, but they had done it, I guess, several years. And they knew how to hook the machines up and get the stuff rolling and take care of any questions that the people had. So I was really impressed with that. Again, it's a long day for them. They take time away from their families, but they seem to enjoy it because they're looking forward to doing it again in the fall. But again, I appreciate your staff because they were ones too that picked up the phone and they got a quick response back from your office during that time frame for questions. People, most of the calls that we had were, they weren't in our poll book. We were at 185 or the precinct 85 was down there. We were 155, they were 85. They weren't either one of our books, so we would call and find out where they needed to go, and most of them, well, all of them had to go to North School.
A lot of people did, yeah.
So I just encourage people to make sure that, that they're either, that they were perfectly fine with having their picture ID, but their voter's card helped out because we could quickly see what precinct they were in, and making sure that their information, their address and stuff is up to date, because that's where it kicked them into like North School too,
Right.
so. But yeah, I mean, it went very smooth at Midland. Again, I appreciate your staff and the poll workers again for that. And then, maybe be doing it again in the fall, because they're already asking, and they're already setting up their plans for the fall, so
Well, thank you.
you're welcome. All right, anybody else for reports? Yep. Where's Kenny? What'd you do with Ken? He's off today.
We got Kenny for Kenny.
All right, monthly report for court security for April. In the courthouse, we've seen a total of 195 people. The items we found was one knife and two other items, miscellaneous items. In the James Annex, we've seen 1,376. Knives, 164, guns, 2, pepper spray, 3, and 23 miscellaneous. It's from scissors to vapes to window punch and some ammo.
A window punch?
And
Huh?
Never know when you might need it.
I guess not.
we said next, we've seen 216, had 2 knives and 1 miscellaneous, and it was a needle. Magistrate was seen 710. 49 knives, 1 gun, 2 pepper spray, and 2 miscellaneous, and they was vapes. So it was a total of scanned 2,497. Had 216 knives, 3 guns, 5 pepper sprays, and 31 miscellaneous.
ANX is still the busiest one?
The K-neck, oh yeah. Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kenny.
All right, correspondence. Okay, we have one from Rachel Varner, who's the Secretary Treasurer of the Kiwanis. On behalf of the Elkins Kiwanis Club, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak at your, about the Project Safe graduation for Elkins High School, and thank you for the donation of $2,000 that we gave them. And then we have one from Mary and Joe Johnson, who wanted to thank about choosing their daughter Heather for that Eagle mural that we had done. So they were really appreciative of that, and I just can't say enough about Heather and what she's done. I mean, projects that she's done for the community, but also for the commission. She's really a very talented artist. All right, so announcements. Next meeting will be here Monday, the May 18th, like Brenda had discussed, 8 o'clock. Is it 8 o'clock in the morning? 9 o'clock, to canvass the votes for the recent election that we had. And then the following meeting will be the May the 28th. That's our regular session, May the 28th at 1:30 here at the building. Reminder that the courthouse will be closed May the 25th in observance of Memorial Day. And then to the elected officials, all state budget revisions must be submitted by the June 14th meeting, because we'll be ending our fiscal year. So we have to have all state budget revisions into the state auditor in time to get it approved before the July the 1st. All right, so items for discussion and action. First one is consider approval of the Child Provider Appreciation Day proclamation. Who would like to speak on that one first? Is it Stephanie? Sandra.
Would you like to read the proclamation, or do
You go
want
ahead
me
first,
to-
and then I'll read the
Okay.
proclamation.
Okay, so childcare providers play a vital role in supporting families and strengthening communities across West Virginia. In large and small towns, they create safe, nurturing environments where children can learn, grow, and thrive during the most important developmental years. For working families, reliable childcare makes it possible to maintain employment and pursue opportunities, especially in rural areas where resources may be limited. Beyond care, providers lay the foundation for lifelong learning, nurturing curiosity, building confidence, and supporting emotional and social development. Simply put, when childcare providers are supported and valued, children thrive, families succeed, and communities grow stronger. We sincerely thank our childcare providers for their dedication, patience, and lasting impact.
So we would like to do a proclamation, Child Care Provider Appreciation Day, May the 8th, 2026. Whereas Child Care Awareness of American organizations nationwide are recognizing child care providers on this day, and whereas the child care system supports child growth, development, and educational advancement while creating positive economic impacts for families and communities, and whereas child care providers are essential to the health of our communities by fostering safe and welcoming spaces, supporting working families, and creating enriching environments where children develop lifelong skills, and whereas Randolph County recognizes that child care has been and continues to be a lifeline for families, communities, and the economy. As such, it has provided much needed support to providers to help sustain the viability of child care, and whereas Randolph County recognizes that our community benefits from a comprehensive, well-resourced child care resource and referral organizations like Mountain Heart Community Services, which build the supply and a quality of child care and support child care providers through coaching, mentoring, and technical assistance. And whereas support for affordable, accessible, high-quality child care represents a worthy commitment to help families work, support children's healthy development and learning, and keep our economy growing. Now, therefore, the Randolph County Commission proclaims that May the 8th, is that the day that you wanted? May the 8th?
Yes.
2026 as Provider Appreciation Day in Randolph County, and urge all citizens to recognize child care providers for their important work and how valuable they are to our communities. All right. So do we have a motion to approve this proclamation?
I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation for Child Provider Appreciation Day as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the proclamation as it's been submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, like a picture now or at the end? Okay, we'll do yours and then do the picture. All righty.
Thank
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, next one. All right, next item on the agenda is consider approval of the Community Action Month proclamation.
The Community Action Network is a proven, result-driven partnership between federal, state, and local government, one that helps hardworking families move toward economic independence while strengthening our communities. In 2025, West Virginia's Community Action Agency served nearly 94,000 constituents and employed more than 2,000 people statewide. These are not abstract numbers. They represent working families gaining stability, local residents employed in meaningful jobs, and communities growing stronger from within. All agencies are locally controlled with boards of directors composed of local elected officials, private and public sector representatives, and engaged community residents. Continued support for the Community Action Network is an investment in local leadership, fiscal responsibility, and proven results, strengthening families, supporting the workforce, and building stronger communities across West Virginia. And we have a community action worker, Jean Perky, with us today.
So What we'd like to do then is to do a proclamation for Community Action Month for May. And it states that whereas community action creates pathways to prosperity by helping hardworking families achieve economic independence rather than keeping them reliant on government assistance, and whereas community action is built on innovative, responsive, and efficient programs that are uniquely tailored to meet local needs, and whereas community action delivers high-impact, cost-effective results that generate a significant return on investment for local communities, and whereas community action invests in a private sector job creation and career training, ensuring that communities grow through free market solutions, and whereas community action agencies are trusted pillars of the community that engage volunteers who donate their time to advance local progress, support working families, and contribute to lasting community success, and whereas community action programs are both necessary and popular, delivering effective, high-quality assistance that strengthens communities' resilience and fosters local prosperity, and now therefore, the Randolph County Commission does hereby proclaim May 2026 as Community Action Month in recognition of the hard work and dedication of all West Virginia community action agencies. All right, now we can get a picture.
You want to do?
Oh, we got to do a vote first.
Do a proposal.
So we have a motion, do we have a motion on the floor to approve Community Action Month?
Might be a good idea. I'll make a motion to approve the Community Action Month proclamation as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is approved, the Community Action Month proclamation. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now picture. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Next item on the agenda is consider approval of the fiscal year 2026-27 pro officer contract with the Board of Education. You want to go over that, sir?
Yes, sir. Every year we have a review, we work with the Board of Education to work out projects that have an opportunity in schools. School safety and all, and this year we've done the same thing. We've worked out a contract with the Board of Education, and you guys have copies for review there. They're going to continue to fund, like they have in the past, officers in the school, and it just needs the commission's signature today, president's signature, and then it'll go to the board for approval to start the new fiscal year.
Yeah, it says in there they're going to, we shall provide two police officers, and those officers are,
Be Rocky Hebb and Sergeant Pennington.
and they'll be stationed out of,
We may transition Danny into Elkins High. We've had a lot of activity there. And so we may transition him into Elkins High. They'll still cover Elkins Middle and Tigers Valley High Middle as well. His station may change from Elkins Middle to Elkins High.
any questions on it?
No,
I read through this the other day, so we're good.
pretty much the same every year.
Yep. All right. So do I have a motion to approve the agreement with Board of Education for the fiscal year 26-27 pro officer contract?
I'll make a motion to approve the fiscal year 26-27 pro officer contract with the Board of Education, Randolph County.
All right, so motion is on the floor. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, grantee.
So we just need to take this and send it with it.
All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All All right, next item on the agenda is consider approval of Leedsville PSD Board reappointment of Barbara Zickafoos. All right, so we've received a letter requesting that we reappoint Barbara back to the board. Her new term will begin July the 1st and expire of this year and expire of June 30th of 2032. So do I have a motion to approve the board reappointment of Barbara?
I'll make a motion to approve the board reappointment of Barbara Zickafoos to the Leedsville PSD Board as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the reappointment of Barbara Zickafoos to the Leesville PSD. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the next one, we have a consider approval of Norton Harding Jimtown PSD appointment to fill the unexpired term of Gary Currens in his resignation. So we have a letter from them requesting, we have Gary Currens who's resigning from the board, and they're wishing to appoint Curtis Elmore to fill that unexpired term to begin May the 14th of this year and expire June the 30th of 2026. So do I have a motion to approve?
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the Norton Harding Jimtown PSD appointment of Curtis R. Elmore for the unexpired term of Gary Currens due to his resignation. It'll begin May 14th of 2026 and will expire on June 30th of 2026.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the appointment of Curtis Elmore to the Norton Harding Jimtown PSD beginning May the 14th and expiring June the 30th of 2026. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next is consider approval of Helvetia Public Libraries Board reappointments. All right, we received a letter to reappoint Betty Biggs, Heidi Arnett, Christine Long, and Donna Knotts. So they need to get them all caught up? Okay. So they're getting their house in order. All right, so Betty starts July the 1st. Well, so they hadn't sent it to us, right? So
You want to do these individually or together?
her term is going to end on we'll just all at once. Her term is going to end June the 30th of 28. Heidi's is going to expire on June the 30th of 31. Christine Long is June the 30th of 2030. And Donna Knotts is June the 30th of 29. Yeah, usually they fall off, so they don't all fall at the same time. So we're just getting them all caught up. So do I have a motion to approve these reappointments as they've been submitted?
I'll make a motion to approve the Helvetia Public Library Board reappointments as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the reappointments to the Helvetia Public Libraries Board. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next item on the agenda is consider approval of Whitmer's Federal Surplus Property Program letter. Received a letter from the Whitmer Volunteer Fire Department. So we're going to do a support letter. Be advised that the Whitmer Volunteer Fire Department provides an essential public service to the citizens of Randolph County. The Whitmer Volunteer Fire Department is an essential part of Randolph County's safety program and is considered an instrumentality of the Randolph County Commission is carrying out firefighting and other public services. The Whitmer Volunteer Fire Department is funded by the Randolph County Commission if and when funds are made available for this purpose. The Randolph County Commission supports the Whitmer Volunteer Fire Department in their efforts to participate in the Federal Surplus Property Program. So do I have a motion to approve the Surplus Property Program letter for Whitmer Fire Department?
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the Whitmer Volunteer Fire Department letter on the Federal Surplus Property Program.
All right, so motion on the floor. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Next, Priscilla, consider approval of our town's 4th of July event funding request.
I'm here asking the county commission for $5,000 in support of the July 4th car show. It will take place on Saturday, July 4th and Sunday, July 5th. The big news is that it's moving. It's going to be held once again at Elkins City Park. It took a lot of hours and discussions, but they finally got there, and the Mountain State Street Machine members are very excited about it. There are a lot of classic car owners who want shade for their cars. They're hopeful that the move back to City Park might increase those really old cars coming back to the car show. And all we can do is wait and see. But it was one of the big reasons for the move. There'll be 5 monetary prizes. There are a number of trophies, including Best in Show. They are going to have food vendors on site. You know, we're at the point where back in 2018, our town was established to save the car show. And time has evolved and our town has evolved. We're now doing the July 4th concert and the fireworks. We think that collectively, we are really providing a good experience for the residents and visitors to come to Elkins for the 4th of July. And we think that the different events feed off each other. Car show, you come to see the car show, you stay to see the concert. Vice versa, you come for the the concert, you come early, you go to the car show. So we're anticipating having a very good crowd. It is America's 250th birthday. There will be several other activities put on by other third parties. There will be the parade, and I think some other things are in the offering. So I'm hopeful that we will have a really good event.
And good weather.
Yes.
I know one of the things too, I used to go to it and also take my car to the one downtown. Like you said, there's no shade. And it was so hot sitting there, and I enjoyed it at the park. So, yeah.
I mean, I think it's a really good thing that we're back at the park, but it wasn't easy to get there.
You know, I mean, it just makes, I mean, I enjoyed it at the park. Yeah, and I'm glad they have food vendors and everything for them too over there. So do you have anything on it? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the request from our town for the 4th of July event, the funding request of $5,000.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the funding request for our town's 4th of July events.
A hotel motel.
Yes, $5,000 out of our hotel motel line. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And
Thank you,
I'd
ma'am.
just like to say, you have really supported this for years, and we greatly appreciate
It's a,
the support.
again, we're taking the money out of hotel motel, and that's a tax that we get on the hotels outside the city limits. And because you guys, there's a lot, they come, all those out-of-towners with bring their cars, they got to stay somewhere, right? So if they stay at the Hampton or the Holiday Inn here in town, that we collect on Hampton, they collect on the city of Elkins collects on the Holiday Inn. That's a hotel motel tax that we can turn around and give back to projects like this to bring more people into the county, because they spend money at the hotel, but they spend it at the restaurants, gas, food, everything here in town. So it's a win-win for us. So we appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
All right, last item on the agenda is consider approval of changes to the Special Emergency Ambulance Service Fee Ordinance. All right, on this, we've talked about the ordinance for several months. We had it we had in the paper, I think twice. It was on the paper, at least twice. It was on Channel 12, WBOI. I mean, I know I did an article with a gentleman here in this room for WBOI. Then we brought it back to the commission. It was on, we talked about it, and then we brought it up at a meeting for a first read, and then we brought it up for the second read. And we had no public comment on it, and I knew there'd be public comment on it because it's a big thing. So I knew once we got it out there for people to see, well, we had it out there for people to see because it was on the paper, and it was on our website, it was posted. But they'd pay attention to it once we had enacted it. And we sent out letters to the businesses, right?
Once they got the letters.
Once they got the letters, then they paid attention. All right, but we knew we would get it. Because we needed feedback, and we weren't getting feedback because no one had come to the meeting about the ordinance. So, in the ordinance, it states that, let me get to that page. This ordinance may, from time to time, be amended by the majority of the members of the Randolph County Commission as they deem necessary and appropriate. Well, after listening to people in the community, businesses, and, just regular citizens about the ordinance, we're going to make some changes. And I'm glad that, we finally had the feedback from the people about it. All right, one of the first ones is we're going to change the due date. All right, so we had it in the ordinance that collections would be for, like, if they're going to do it for this month, it'd be due, they collect the money this month and it'd be due the 5th of next month. Well, if you're running a business and stuff, you usually pay your state taxes on the 20th of the month. So removing the due date that the money is due to us from the 5th through the 20th of the month. So that should help some businesses, because they wouldn't have to go to the accountant and have them pay it the 5th to us and then go back and pay it the 20th to the state. So it's all done at one time.
Well, 5th is just too short of a time period for them to try to get that separated and get it figured out. Because some people are going to have to do this by hand, simply because they don't have a point of sale.
Okay, so that's the first change. Next is businesses, some businesses, pay their sales tax to the state monthly or quarterly. I know, like at the gym, I don't bring in enough sales tax on items that I don't pay monthly, I pay quarterly. You probably pay monthly. So there are businesses that pay monthly and pay quarterly. So we are going to allow that in the ordinance. The change is there for that. Payment of collected fees can be made either monthly or quarterly to the Randolph County Sheriff's Office or for the Randolph County EMS Fund, as consistent with how that particular business pays its sales tax it collects. Businesses that collect the fee under this ordinance shall advise the county commission in writing whether it will submit fees collected on a monthly or quarterly basis. So all you've got to do is let us know that we pay quarterly to the state, so I'm going to pay quarterly to the county, or I'll pay monthly and I'll pay to the state and I'll pay monthly to the county. That's the second change. The third change is we're going to add a line under the exemptions process, part of the ordinance, that will state that in addition, any single item purchased for a purchase price that exceeds $10,000 is exempt from payment of any fee under this ordinance. That we're aiming towards big ticket items, cars, machinery, that people won't have to pay that fee on that when they buy those items along with the sales tax. So that should help out businesses and people that, if you buy a car, you won't have to pay a fee on that, or you buy a piece of machinery, you won't have to buy it on that. Anything that's $10,000 and under.
And
Above, you won't have to pay the fee on, yes. All right, so on that one, in addition to any single item purchased for the purchase price that exceeds $10,000, it is exempt from payment of this fee under this ordinance. All right? All right, and then we just so those are the three changes. All right, so changing the due date from the 5th to the 20th, letting businesses, they need to let us know if they're going to pay monthly or quarterly, and then that any item purchased over the amount of $10,000 is exempt from this fee. Then we just want to clarify that businesses do not have to list on the customer's receipt RC ambulance service fee. They can track it however their system will allow them. That was a big thing, that how a lot of businesses couldn't get that to say that. Just however you can track it. And then to clarify that the fee is only applied to services rendered within the county. We have a lot of businesses that do they're based here, but they do services in Upshur, or Barber, or whatever.
You got heavy equipment repair places that go to other counties to do repairs, so that charges in that county, not in Randolph.
Right. All right. So was that it on the clarifications and stuff? All right. So again, we knew going into this that there'd be we had some pros and we had some cons coming from the people, but we weren't hearing those because no one came to the meeting to talk about it. So we knew once we got it out there that we would hear it, and we did. And so we were trying to, again, we specifically put in the ordinance that we, by a majority vote of the commission, we can change it, and we are making those 3 changes as of today. So do we have a motion to, let's do, we'll do them all together. So to have a motion to approve the 3 changes to the EMS service fee ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve the changes to the special emergency ambulance service fee ordinance as we submitted today on May 14th.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the 3 changes to the EMS service fee ordinance. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. All right. Final settlements.
Make a motion to approve the 10 final settlements as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the 10 final settlements as they have been submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, budget revisions. Again, when was the date on the final ones? June the what? June the 4th? I think it's June the 4th. Again, we got to have all state budget revisions in by June the 4th. So the first, we have a couple in-house budget revisions. First one is for $1,000 for the sheriff moving out of his contingency line to a supply line of 1,000. So I have a motion to approve this in-house budget revision for 1,000.
I'll make a motion to approve the in-house budget revision for the sheriff's department in the amount of $1,000.
All right, so all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next one is for $200 for the sheriff, decreasing dues and subscription and increasing sheriff training line by 200. Have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the in-house budget revision for the sheriff's department in the amount of $200.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next one is for the sheriff, decreasing travel and increasing contract service line by $600. So I have a motion to approve this one for $600.
I'll make a motion to approve the in-house budget revision for the sheriff's department in the amount of $600.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next one is again for the sheriff, moving from a contingency line into contracted service line, $8,000. So I have a motion to approve this one for $8,000.
I'll make a motion to approve the in-house budget revision for the sheriff's department in the amount of $8,000.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have an in-house budget revision for $3,000. It's moving out of our courthouse contractual line to the EMS fee line. Is this for the expenses that we've incurred so far? All right. Supplies, letters, mailing, the cost of mailing out those letters,
$3,000.
$3,000. We had no money in that line, so when we set up the budget, we didn't have that line, so we had to create that line. So we had to put money in there until we get money in. So it's for $3,000. So I have a motion to approve this in-house budget revision for $3,000.
I'll make a motion to approve the in-house budget revision for the county commission in the amount of $3,000.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. This one is in preparation of the courthouse grant that we got to do the windows. We're going to move, we got to pay for it, and then we get like reimbursed, correct? So we're moving out of our contracted service line, $23,441.03, and then into the grant lines for those windows that have been created for that. So this one is for $23,441.03. It's in preparation for the courthouse window grant. Have a motion to approve.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the county commission in-house budget revision in the amount of $23,441.03.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, 911 to increase his overtime line. He's moving $20,000 out of his 911 wages into his overtime line by $20,000. So a motion to approve this in-house budget revision for $20,000.
I'll make a motion to approve the in-house budget revision for the 911 center in the amount of $20,000.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And no state budget revisions. All right, Division of Property Erroneous Assessments.
I'll make a motion to approve the 10 erroneous assessments as submitted.
Motion on the floor is to approve the 10 erroneous assessments as they've been submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Distressed properties? Zoning letters? Fire fee adjustments?
We got 169. I'll make a motion to approve the 169 fire fee adjustments as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the 169 fire fee adjustments as they've been submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Payment of the bills?